Thank you for joining this episode of Reflections from Yates Chapel. I'm Joey Shelton, Dean of the Chapel at Millsaps College in Jackson, Mississippi. Soon after the COVID-19 pandemic forced the shutdown of campus in late March 2020, President Perigin asked the communications team and the chaplain's office to find a way to offer weekly spiritual reflections through social media. John Sewell of the communications team suggested the name Reflections from Yates Chapel, and we started producing this weekly offering. The first airing took place on April 15th, 2020, with the intent of concluding its production in May 2020, 3 months. Well, nearly 2 years later, Michael Stamey has videoed each of our 65 episodes. Upon reflection, the uncertainties of our Genesis have remained. In some cases, uncertainty has lessened. In others, it is highly exacerbated. Psalm 71 was first prayed centuries ago, and uncertainties abounded for the psalmist. Hear these verses 1 through 6 of Psalm 71, and may they be our prayer today. In you, O Lord, I take refuge. Let me never be put to shame. In your righteousness, deliver me and rescue me. Incline your ear to me and save me. Be to me a rock of refuge, a strong fortress to save me, for you are my rock and my fortress. Rescue me, O my God, from the hand of the wicked, from the grasp of the unjust and cruel. For you, O Lord, are my hope, my trust, O Lord, from my youth. Upon you I have leaned from my birth. It was you who took me from my mother's womb. My praise is continually of you. Amen. Thus ends the reading of the Psalter. God, be my refuge, my rescue, my rock. Uncertainty looms. There are those who seek to make me live in shame, those who are just plain mean and wicked, who will do me harm for their own reasons and are willing to cheat, be violent, assassinate my character, bring me to ruin. And yet, in the midst of these uncertainties, my prayer comes from a steadfastness of praise. Oh, Joey, put on the brakes. Before I get too judgmental of those shaming, selfish, cheating, cruel, mean, wicked people out there, I think I need to see about myself, my interior, my exterior, my shaming, my selfishness, my cheating, my cruelty, my meanness, my wickedness. But I know that if I go to those places inside of me, it may take me to interior places within my heart and soul that reveal some harsh realities. I may have to ask myself some hard questions and then decide what to do about it. I may find that, unlike the psalmist, I am not a God-centered person, but a human-centered person who puts many things on the same pedestal as God and seeks to justify a theology that keeps those things upon the pedestal. It may reveal what I truly love, and it may not be myself. It may not be my neighbor. It may not be God. What I love and how I love it determines the course and character of my life. of your life, as well as the condition of society. We are in this together. This type search for self-knowledge requires tough love. And it may reveal that my pursuit of happiness is centered upon things that will never satisfy my soul. That I am seeking happiness for my soul through loves that are not transcendent in origin. Disordered love is seeking satisfaction in things that are metaphysically incapable of providing satisfaction. And it's called idolatry. Any person, place, or thing can become my idol, and idolatry is unrighteous. In 1965, Keith Richards and Mick Jagger of the rock group The Rolling Stones wrote and recorded a hit song entitled, "I Can't Get No Satisfaction." In the push against the status quo and the emerging obsessions that accompany consumer culture, Jagger said the song encapsulated the feeling of the times, which was alienation. The number one issue for young people today is alienation, a feeling of isolation. They desire meaningful connections. I think the key for young and old folks alike is for all of us to engage in some serious internal spiritual examination of our culture of the external and trivial. I think Augustine was right when he said, "Our spirits are restless until they rest in Thee." The steadfast psalmist did some deep self-examination and came to the realization that uncertainties are part of life, but refuge and rescue reside in God's righteousness. Our restoration, satisfaction, our cure is only affected by divine grace. And may we have the courage to reflect, to examine, to confront within ourselves any disordered love, and embrace the creating, redeeming, and steadfast love of our triune God of connection with the certainty of hope, trust, and steadfast praise. Amen.